All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. My goodness, what a beautiful day. One of the things I try to really do as hard as I can is not be another fanboy. I try to not be a pumper. I mean, if you've been here for a while, you should know that. If you're new, there's been a lot of new viewers, and I'm so grateful for that, right? But like, I am doing my best to hold my excitement, to hold all the assumptions that I know are flying around the internet, right? But oh man, there's some amazing things happening, right? So I'm gonna cover a couple extra ones on this one. I'm seeing all the comments of the extra ones that people want to cover, so I'm gonna do my best. I'll chapter everything out, right? But I mean, Tilray. It's funny because I accidentally covered SNDL like in the middle of Tilray, and SNDL just smashed today. High tide, better volume than yesterday. What? Oh my goodness! Like I mean, just ACB and MSOS, I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it looks like it's hungry for that 1050. The cron people, I'll cover cron on this one. Like, look, I'm gonna try to stay as neutral as I can, but it's hard to hold excitement when I mean just look at the eight moving at like man, right? So clearly, I'm excited to cover this. We'll get into all that shortly, right? But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that just break and break, and it's lovely. But you know I'm drawing these white lines manually myself. And then when we are done with all of this, up here with all of that, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh man, I'm so grateful for this. And I'm so thankful for everyone that's sharing these videos. It's crazy. It is. It really is. But we've seen so much pain here. And oh my God, it feels good to feel good, right? So before I talk about the stocks themselves, I realize I haven't done this in a while. All right, let's take a look at the S&P 500 really quickly. All right, I know people think to themselves weed stocks are crushing it. I've talked about it, but look at the S&P 500, all right? I like purple. It's one of my colors. Obviously, I made the last one. This was an important line. I haven't drawn a new line. I actually drew this line maybe a year and a half ago when I started like chart readers back in the day, all right? When we smashed, I mean, S&P 500 destroyed. Let's look at the Dow Jones, all right? The Dow Jones has destroyed. And again, the purple line, you can still see it right there, right? So I know there's been so much focus on the individual stocks themselves. I've obviously mentioned the Kamala Harris news, the Germany news, the Florida news. There's so much like this and that that's really good on the weed sector, right? But when you add the monster indices behind it, oh my goodness, this happens, all right? So I really hope that you've noticed it. I actually haven't. I've literally been making these videos and haven't touched it, right? So there is a bit of a market factor to this. And I will say, let me just end this before we get back. Look, there's a little bit of a debate on the chart readers Discord. That's right, about the S&P 500, all right? The way I've seen it, I think this is one hit, that is 2 hits, that is 3 hits. Look, maybe that's the 4th one. I generally get a little worried around 3 and 4, but like, look, that's literally 3 and 4 since November of November of last year, right? So it's been a good little run here, and I think there's still more. There are people that think that don't, and you know, I think if this drops, maybe that will slow down things in weed. But yeah, if this thing keeps running like I think it does, oh my goodness, right? I normally don't show the NASDAQ because, look, we're talking about farming here, right? We're talking about selling things in a physical store. There's no e-commerce. There's no like crazy technology. And I get that grow rooms are like more high tech than they were in the 60s, right? Like that said, right, this is not technology. This is Dow Jones, S&P 500, just nuts and bolts of companies driven, right? So big. Let's talk about Tilray, all right? And again, I said it on CGC. If you watch the CGC part, literally CGC comes down, uses the 8 like a champ, and actually uses it again one more time, right? Tilray had these 3 weird dojis, and look, I maintained bullishness during these 3, right? It's not like I was screaming gloom and doom by any means, but yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that those 3 were weird, right? Some people thought I was going to go up. Some people thought I was going to go down. Some people thought I was going to go up. I always say that the day after the doji, especially the day after multiple dojis, is very telling of the truth. There is no more uncertainty. All right. I see the after hours is still going. Look, I kind of don't care about that, right? I loved what we did today. All right, I do. And I normally say an 82 RSI is a little on the high side, but what I'm seeing really, really good sustainable growth in volume. All right, volume is king. All right, volume is queen for my ladies out there. All right, and volume heals all wounds. I see a MACD that's still hungry to go higher in the positive, in the positive. Right, that's a good divergence. Even the RSI is still diverging a little bit. I see that little green peeking up. Right, so I normally say 80 is a little worrisome, but I mean, we have broken we break this stock has been living on lose all 5 and die. All right, we lost all 5 and it died. All right, it tried to break all 5 and run, couldn't. Tried to break all 5 and couldn't. This looks like the one. And look, I am not a pattern trader. I see a W right there. And W is winning, all right? And I know that there's like a couple W's that obviously didn't come into fruition, but look, that one didn't cross the peak right there, right? It was trying to W, but then no, we kind of keep that M for murder and we go, right? I'm seeing this W. We've broken that first line. We even broke the second line. Look, I said it on the Discord minutes ago, all right? I am not trying to pump, I'm telling you, but dude, Tilray wants 320. Tilray wants this line right here. Tilray just got a good little fresh bounce on the 8. I mean, it's hungry. We're about to see the 20 moving average golden cross on the 200. And look, I am seeing the 50 moving up. We might 50 golden cross the 100 in about a week as well. And if that happens, I think the curve might even start going a little more exponentially because now this is going to start picking up. That 50 might golden cross the 200 in a minute. All right. Like look. This looks good. This looks good. This looks good. This ain't that bad. It's a little high of a number, but I'm still seeing green over red, right? So I'm overall liking it. Okay. I talked about Florida, and I saw a couple others on a couple different social platforms talk about it. There's a lot of potential for Florida. All right, and my joke really was, look, you hit a resistance, you hit a resistance, you hit a resistance, you hit a resistance, and then you break, right? Florida said no once on the election. Florida said no, I believe, twice on the election. I don't know if they've even said it no on the third time, or this is the third time it's going in the ballot. Either way, you keep hitting that resistance, and eventually it'll break and run. You know what I mean? So Florida could be a substantial MSOS moneymaker. All right, and I'll get to that in a minute, right? But yeah, either way, just keep throwing things in the room, or my Tilly's still going after hours. Sorry, that's regular. We're still pushing. Again, I'm not a big fan of after hours pushes. Wow, I said that with poor grammar. I'm not a fan of after hours. I think sometimes it's a little fooling, right? But yeah, if it gets loud enough, man, let me zoom out. Where is this? Okay, I could see after hours. Oh yeah, that's actually where we're at. Basically into this. Look, I did not draw this. Like there's no. Look at this look at this 270, right? Like Nothing, 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 nothing. Red, 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 red. Green, 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 green. Red, 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 red. Green, 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 red, red. Like, this is a fast up, fast down. It smells like a fast up again. You know what I mean? So definitely a high RSI. Definitely a high RSI. I'm not pretending that, right? But oh man, and look again, the W for winning pretty much happened when we broke the tip of that. I like again. I'm not a pattern dude, but the doji is something I've stolen from candle traders. M and W is something I've stolen from the I don't do the wedges and stuff like that. Head and shoulders. You're never gonna hear me say stuff like that, but. Yeah, that's a good review of the daily. Let's take a look. Ooh. Oh man. Oh man, just look at this before I keep zooming out. That's a good candle over the 100 moving average. That's not confirmation. Bunch of red and green, red and green, red and like this entire 6-month window, that was not a break of the 100 moving average. That does not count, all right? Since the existence of the 100 moving average on the weekly for Tilray, we have been, in my opinion, well under it, okay? There have been moments where we've been over it, but we've never broken it, and we've been well under it, right? That's a big candle right there. That's a big candle, especially if I'm thinking we're still hungry for more, right? Like, oh man, and look at this. This is still only a 63. This is now just peeking into the MACD positive. This makes me think we've got weeks of good. And again, when you're talking about a stock that's had weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of red, 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 right? Like ooh. Oh man, all right, look, there's one more W I see. Clearly we've broken that little peak right there. I've been saying, oh man, if this thing, let's draw one line up. Listen to me, I do not have any plans to talk about $10, all right? I do not have any plans. It's like, we are still just under 3, all right? I am not talking about anything more than 5 because going from here to 5 is an amazing, amazing profit, all right? And if you're hungry for 10 and 20, you might lose a real good 5 banking. You know what I mean? So for now, that's our next line, all right? 320 is still the immediate target. I think we can eye this one. And again, I could draw a line right here. I see something at 370, but nah. I just see a whole mess of up and downs, up and downs, up and downs, fast, 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 all right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Oh, man, I appreciate you all so, so much, all right? Let's come into CGC here. Oh, this thing ended 30. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right. Psh. Where do I start? Let's, I guess, start with, hey, if you can please subscribe, please share. Oh, it does wonders for the algorithms, all right? So, oh man, the 8 moving average is a beautiful line, all right? I've never pretended these are the best 5 lines, none of that stuff, but man, that 8 is a beauty, all right? We like a champion, and that's a phrase I use a lot because I'm telling you, stocks very easily just fail and fail and fail and fail and fail, and then occasionally need the 20, but then they keep failing and then occasionally need this, but then keep. When the 8 is your worst enemy, oh my goodness, it is horrible. All right, we are now riding it up like a champion. We are now seeing the 20 moving average, and just like the moments here where, you know what, one day we're gonna slip from the 8. All right, things don't just keep going down and down forever. Things don't keep going up and up. We're gonna slip. The 20 is gonna catch us, and we're gonna keep going. Like that downtrend of horrible unsustainability. No, it was sustainable, but that was horrible. I used incorrectly. This looks sustainable, and we're going to start using the 8 and the 20 like a champion, all right? My goodness, I know I talked about it's funny, man. There's almost no point in like talking about the 455. I don't even know what to talk about right now, man. My goodness. Big day today. You know, I mentioned it earlier. Like I looked at the hourly and it looked like there was 2 just good hours setting up and it hit, right? Like the volume even picked up. Oh my goodness, right? CGC, look, I know today looks like a big day, but again, We've now cracked into a beautiful chart. First of all, there's a whole mess of absolutely nothingness, right? And then from there, red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 red. The whole mess of nothingness. Hopefully we see that green, 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 man. We just were at a really high RSI. We then seemingly not only reset, but we actually establish a little bit of continuity. I think that's the word I want to use. Like, we are now seeing CGC be able to live very healthy and sustain at this 70 number. Get out of here. Get out. This is a RSI that what not that literally look at this thing not that long ago. It was at what was this one right there? It was a 9 not that long ago. I know there's a 4. There's a 3 point like it was horrible not that long ago. And for this thing to say, you know what, I can live a week and a half so far, maybe even we start going higher, right? Which is kind of my expectation, but I can live up here. I'm happy to live up here, and not only can I live up here, I can keep going up. Well, that's strength. That really, really is right there, right? Still some good divergence. I see that green line still wanting to go up. Again, volume. Okay, we've I talked about this tranche down here. There's this like 20 million tier of volume. And then there's basically up here at 50, right? Like this 40 is making me believe that this is now going to start to become a 50 million share stock. And look, there actually is a nice little healthy trend going on. There, look at that line. That's not a crazy rocket of volume. That's a beautiful growth. That's a beautiful sustain. Like, as much as I hated on CGC when it was falling in all-time lows, and believe me, I don't regret any of that, right? Like, I say this so many times, you don't need to catch the bottoms to win. If you just waited for what was my death line not that long ago to break, my goodness, you're already more than 2x, right? So you don't need to catch the bottom to win. And that's the easy thing that makes me say, look, black hole vortex, until the stock tells me to think otherwise. Until the stock tells me to think other. Even if you waited just for here, if you just wait for to break off 5 and fly, right? So again, I think this is a beautiful example of so many different things that I talk about so often, right? So dang, I didn't want this to be a 17-minute video. I'm gonna cut here. I'm gonna make a couple others on a different one. Oh, this is beautiful. I don't know what else to say, right? Yeah, it's just if you could. Did I look at the weekly? I don't even know. I don't know. Give me a sec. Oh, I did not, because I know I would have. Look at this. We finally break the 50. Last week does not count because that's a doji. This is the week that counts. Just like I said on Tilray, this isn't even a MACD positive yet. That 77 is definitely higher than the 60 something that Tilray is in, but again, what were you? It was 85 right here. And that right there was the election timing as well. So though that's obviously very, very far away timing-wise, the connection is the election. That wasn't supposed to rhyme, but I'll take the Dr. Seuss points right there, right? So, yeah, look, I'm bullish. Watch the S&P 500. Watch the Dow Jones, just in case you missed it. S&P 500 has been flying while the stocks have up, and obviously CGC was going down, but you know what I mean, right? Wow, Dow Jones Industrial, DJ 500. This one's a little interesting doji here. Oh, all right, interesting. Nonetheless, I still think that these are going to hold and go up. Maybe this one comes down to the 50. Maybe. Interesting. Maybe that's interesting. All right, that's a thing I'm going on a different tangent on. Hey, I appreciate your time so much. Hey, thank you.